Well, hello and welcome to our Illuminate Finals Day Awards ceremony. It's so fantastic to have you join with us wherever you are watching, wherever you are online, our Finals Day Challenge. We've run this with the support of our schools and our students, and we're so excited to have you join with us for this. I do want to begin our award ceremony by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land of which we're gathered on. I am here in Tasmania, Toronto, and I pay my respects to elders past and present and recognise that for generations upon generations, they've educated, inspired and captivated each other on these lands, and we still have so much to learn from them. But I also know that you are joining us from across this great big land and probably all on a bigger island too. My name is Adam, if I have not met you before, and along with our entire team, because this program kind of accumulates everything we do. So Anna, Rohit, Sue, Jessie, Catherine and Tank. We've had the privilege this year of crisscrossing Australia, bringing over 3,600 students to address the community's largest challenges and activating them to be confident, to be creative and to be capable. And for our finals day, we invite back those award-winning and runner-up teams to come back for this quick fire 3-hour rapid fire challenge. Now, before I get too far into our awards, I think it's just really important. I normally have some logistics that I have to run through, and obviously where you're joining from, it doesn't matter as much, but they're in my head. So normally I say, like, your phones, make sure they're on silent, but you're probably watching this on your phone, so it's okay. You know where the bathrooms are, and if you need to evacuate, please go. I don't need to give you any instructions for that. But now, obviously, it is an online award ceremony. I am used to having rooms with people cheering and celebrating, and the excitement is when I see and I can spot an award winner in a room, and I'm just like, wow, you guys are incredible. That's amazing. And the eyes light up when you get to collect an award. So please, comment, chat, tell us who you're cheering on. I can see a few different people already starting to jump in the chats on some of the platforms. But let me introduce what Finals Day is all about, because for those who have seen what we do in a week, this program is like a whole nother level, and I want to make sure that you understand that first. So what we do in our finals day is we introduce a topic for the teams to lean into. And this year we looked at improving education and learning. Not just a brainstorm, not just a discussion, but some real world tangible change that they want to see in their own schools. Because yes, schools, the pressure can be on scores and marks, but we know, and that's our background here at Illuminate, we need more problem solvers. We need confident, creative and capable young people who can tackle complex issues that can lead change. So teams had to go beyond just opinions and headlines and come up with something that could practically change the system that they are part of. Back it up with evidence, build something that's practical enough that they could pitch to a school leader or someone in a department and they go, you know what? We could do this. And so in the short window that we had, our East Coast team started at 11:30 in the morning. We're presenting at 1:50 on WA time. It was 8:30 in the morning start presenting at 10:50. It's quick and it's sharp. Teams had to define the problem. They had to create a change plan. They had to identify the stakeholders and how they were going to keep them in the loop, a budget, and then pitch the idea as well. Pitching it as though you're in a meeting room with that school leader, making the case for them to implement it. And I tell you what, the ideas that were presented were absolutely outstanding. Before I sort of go too far, we had some fantastic people contribute some thoughts at the start. Emeritus Professor John Frschetti, Matt Esman as well from Next Word, and Leanne McLean, the head of the School of Education and the Peter Underwood Centre at the University of Tasmania, that really gave our students a great brief to start with. And also to our judges that came in and contributed and heard the ideas at the end, Shane, Scott, Leanne and Megan. And there were so many people that just offered thoughts and contributed throughout the time as well. So thank you so much for that. Now, if you're sitting here thinking, wait a minute, this sounds all pretty cool and pretty incredible, I'm about to explain the ideas, but look, if you ever want to find out more about what we do and what goes on at Illuminate, we love getting involved with young people, helping them raise their voice, shape change, whether it's for their community. We were in Maryborough last week with community ideas, school ideas, or just building this core skill set. This is what we're absolutely passionate about, and you can have a look there about what we do. But like tonight's about students, so let's get into that. I do want to celebrate the ideas first. because I think you'll be blown away by what the teams have come up with. So I've tried to quickly synthesize some thoughts. I'm going to try and share them quickly. If it's a team that you're part of or you're near, cheer, celebrate them, cheer them on, and give them a high five or whatever it is. But let's run through them. And you'll also hear the breadth of schools that are involved in our program. So let's go. But the first team from Bunbury Baptist College, they tackled a pressure point. Teachers are carrying behaviour, wellbeing and learning support, and they can't do the high impact teaching like they want to be doing. And so their solution, Helping Hands Student Support's about bringing in pre-service teachers for real classroom hours, a second adult in the room, and the best part means students get more support, teachers get breathing room, future teachers graduate with genuine experience, not just theory and essays. That's just one. I've got like 15 to go through. Bunbury Baptist College, the other team went after the everyday overload students feel. So coming back to themselves, too much to do, too little time, and that stress stacks up. Their proposal was about a practical timetable shift. Build in more time in the school day for students to complete assessments, to do studies. And so learning doesn't become an after hours thing. And the great part is that you could actually check how you can compare grades and the productivity of students, and they firmly believe it will unlock wellbeing and learning outcomes. Let's jump across to our Endeavour College teams in South Australia. We've got two here. The first one, Digital Wellbeing Labs, looked at there's a digital tension. Students live in a high-tech world, but schools often treat technology as a threat, and that gap fuels stress, misinformation and disconnection. So through this idea, short, weekly micro workshops that teach students about media literacy, online safety and healthy digital habits, supported by trained digital mentors and a little bit of teacher PD as well. And a great part about this, it's designed to be simple, scalable and trackable with clear measures to reduce digital stress and higher readiness to learn. The other team from Endeavour College came up with an idea of Spark about making learning feel more meaningful, giving students a structured way to explore future careers and passions through modules and mini tasks, while teachers oversee progress so it's still credible and it can stay on track. And it's all about a balance. It protects student choice, but ensures there's enough structure that motivation doesn't fade, turning curiosity into real skill building and clearer pathway for what comes next. All right, then we jump into our team from Erina High School on the Central Coast of New South Wales, and they tackled disengagement and workload together. And their proposal was an AI-supported learning program, stage lessons, quizzes that are marked, and progress updates going to parents and to teachers. It frees up teacher time for lesson planning, gives students more personalised learning and clearer momentum. And while they've thought about the risk, they've looked at security, they've looked at tech failure, but it's all about how to be sustainable going forward. On the Central Coast still, we've got two teams from Henry Kendall High School. So the first team looked around student agency and how do we back this in a bigger way, creating a self-directed, self-designed course inside the school where students explore passions and they explore interests and they get the support to do that. The students then see that school is relevant because the topics are based on what they want to learn, but they get to learn it their way with a little bit of independence, a little bit of confidence, and it connects to their interests instead of feeling locked inside of a one-size-fits-all context. The other idea from Henry Kendall looked at the root cause around teaching practice, a structured training program that helps teachers modernise how they deliver learning so the students stay engaged and they absorb what's being taught, and they want to partner and support with that. There's a scale logic about how to teach this practice consistently as well, and so student engagement is up at a high level. It's an amazing idea and obviously one that we'd love to see. Our next groups are from Hornsby Girls High School. We're staying in New South Wales. Don't worry, we've got a few other states still to visit. The first team looked at an idea of connecting learning to real-world impact. It's called Sprout to Action. This idea is all about getting students to work on local issues aligned to the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, connect with community partners and show that their learning builds belonging, builds confidence and practical skills. And because they get to see the outcomes, they know what they do matters. And the other idea from Hornsby Girls High School today is We Connect, all around bridging that gap between university theory and job readiness. It is a big challenge, and so they've come up with a work-integrated course, Career Expo, that matches students to businesses in their fields and then go out and learn real practical skills, communication, teamwork, adaptability. And then because of the way that they see that this could fit, can we make it part of HEX so that basically those the job opportunities that you have after you leave uni are virtually guaranteed? Our next group is from Hume Anglican Grammar in Victoria, and they respond to student disengagement and wellbeing decline. They want a 1-hour program delivered by university students and alumni where students choose sessions based on their interests, from mental health to mindfulness to life skills to career pathways, with ongoing support, making it relatable and genuinely engaging. The best part about this is they believe the measurable outcomes are so achievable. Attendance lifts, wellbeing improves, and engagement, while students feel like those risky coping behaviours are reduced because they have purpose and they have connection. Back on the Central Coast, Kincumber High School came up with the idea of Strive, student-taught responsibility and innovation via education. Project-based learning, it lifts wellbeing and attendance, pairing small groups of Year 7 and 8 students with older student mentors and teachers and one of their facilitators. Students choose a passion project, they get scaffolds to guide research, they build confidence through their voice and ownership. And the coolest part? It benefits everyone. Young kids get to feel belonging, older students develop leadership, and the teachers get relief from burnout because the program structure does the heavy lifting for them. A lot of these words are straight from the students. They know how to pitch well, don't they? Our next group, we're going to jump back over to WA. Mandurah Baptist College, Team A was Ignite. The core idea of basically bridging that gap between the structure of traditional schooling and the creative freedom that sometimes we see in Year 7 to 10 at homeschool. They've come up with a module-based approach, balancing theory and practical elements so students can learn concepts and then obviously apply them in their own real world opportunities, probably very similar to some of the stuff that we do here at Illuminate. And the intention is to keep students engaged, support creativity and their mental well-being while ensuring students still achieve those curriculum outcomes. The other team from Mandurah Baptist College looked around School Reset, a re-engagement program for Year 7s who are struggling with anxiety, with stress, with trauma and other barriers that stop them participating. We see a lot of school don't that we've got to work through. The idea is, how do we balance this downtime and learning in a calmer setting using smaller classes, interactive learning, check-ins, and students nominated by staffs or parents. Success is obviously measured by attendance, confidence, and well-being, and obviously this helps plug those learning gaps as well. We're going to go further down south in WA, down to Margaret River Senior High School with their idea, Career Bridge. In regional communities, we know the pathways to uni aren't always as clear. There's trades and apprentices as well that we need to fill those jobs. And through their idea, Career Bridge creates a better senior school experience that integrates apprenticeships, practical pathways into what schools can do, so students can move in to those real careers and see them as a viable alternative. It expands success beyond ATAR only, and it connects students with industry options that are in their backyard, especially if they live in such a beautiful spot like Margaret River. And our final team for me to call out, I'm almost there. Amazing to see all the stuff that's been developed today. Our team from Roxburgh College in Victoria, tackling disengagement that's caused by school feeling overly focused on tests and academic performance at the expense of creativity. So they want to work on how students can explore interest through practical, applied experiences, building confidence, building well-being, and having a stronger connection to their school and community. And it's all about the purpose. It's all about how students engage in learning that they're good at, they're interested in. Obviously, attendance and motivation can rise, and school feels like a place that fits them. They are all of the ideas that we've had presented, developed in that sort of short 2 to 3 hour window. That is absolutely phenomenal to see all the things that are done. And for our students that are watching, you would have seen half of those pictures. Hopefully I've done some of your ideas justice in that way, trying to get them down. But you didn't see the other half. And it's just amazing to see what we've got that's being presented here as we have gone through. Now, we're all here for the awards, so let's actually get to that part. But I do want to say, and those who have watched one of our awards before, you know how this works. It's really important to mention we're not a program that makes up awards and gives awards to every team. There is a strive, there is an opportunity. Teams, I've seen you grow every single time you've participated. These are based on judges' scores, and there isn't an award for every team, but we do want to acknowledge that teams, you've done a mountain of work. When we reiterated to the judges that you'd only spent a small amount of time, they'd kind of forgotten that because they were blown away by all that you had done. It was such a high standard in what you have developed in this time. And it's really important to note the awards just aren't the coolest awards, the coolest ideas. It's about a strong solution, problem, a plan, bringing people with you, showing the value, and can you actually get decision makers to get on board with it? So let's announce the winners that we've got, and there will be a runner-up and a winner for each submission. And I'll make sure the awards come up on the screen so that you know what we're up to. All right. Now, our first one is for the best change case. Now, this is all about the why an idea needs to happen. It recognises the teams that explained the background of their idea, what the issue is, who it affects, why it matters, and what tensions or trade-offs we need to take into account. Now, there's actually a runner-up, because the runner-up is actually a tie because it was exactly the same mark. I did go back and double-check. And actually, it's the two teams from Hornsby Girls High School that got exactly the same mark. So both teams are runner-up for the best change case. And the winner is Roxburgh College with their amazing idea. They clearly articulated it, fantastic research. It was amazing to see. But all teams, you've done an amazing job in setting that up. I think you've given us an insight on a task that I think we might need to keep rolling out in our programs. Let's move on to the next award, which is the best school change plan. So we actually asked the teams to not just write an outline of their idea, but a persuasive text on how. How would this happen? How would this work? How would their ideas go ahead? It recognises the teams that could turn an idea into practical implementation, how it could happen, in what order, what needs to happen, and how do you make it work in a school setting. Our runner-up for the best school change plan is Bunbury Baptist College Team A, Helping Hands Student Support Program. Teams, amazing idea what you've got there, and absolutely fantastic in what you've built in the planning process. Our winner for the best school change plan, congratulations, Mandurah Baptist College Team A, the Ignite team. Fantastic work, team. You clearly showed how this idea could work and be phenomenal. So well done on that. All right, let's move on to the engagement strategy. So while you've got a great idea, you need people on board too. And so this is all about how do we bring people on board. We actually looked at mapping stakeholders. How are we going to communicate with decision makers, implementers, people who can help us out, who's in it? But also, how do we have feedback loops so we can share out the good work that we are doing as well and then create a piece of marketing? Now, when we've looked through this, and again, this is where you guys are all so close and have done such a great job. We do have a runner-up. It's actually a tie for first place as well. And I do want to acknowledge the runner-up and then that tie because I just think it's really important to celebrate the amazing work. So runner-up, best engagement strategy. Congratulations, Hume Anglican Grammar. Fantastic job in what you presented and what you've created there. But we do have a tie for first place, as I said. And so congratulations to both of these teams. Our team from Erina High School, best engagement strategy, as well as congratulations to our Hornsby Girls High School Team A, Sprout to Action. You both took out best engagement strategy. Our judges could not split you. You have both done a fantastic job there. All right, let's keep moving through our best costs and benefits analysis. This one kind of makes sense, but this is all about the value. It costs money to do things. We get it, we understand it, we know how that works, but we've got to weigh it against the benefit. What resources do we need to create the benefit that we want to have, and what are the risks and what are the trade-offs? And ultimately, we make decisions around this. So what is the decision that needs to be made to get this idea going forward? So in this space, we've got our runner-up and a winner, obviously, as already mentioned. Runner-up, best cost and benefit analysis. Congratulations, Erina High School. You took out runner-up on this award, so well done. And our winner for our best cost and benefit analysis. Congratulations, Mandurah Baptist College Team A, Ignite. Phenomenal job, fantastic work on the detail that you have done there. The judges were blown away, but far out. The standard was high. If I could get business people to write budgets like you guys can do in a couple of hours, I think that'd be absolutely amazing because you guys did such a phenomenal job. All right. Next award, best meeting guide. Now, this seems a little bit strange in the context of what we do, but this is about that moment of decision. This team's, instead of standing up on a stage and pitching their idea to an audience and trying to get investment, is actually going, these ideas land because you sit down with someone and you have that passionate, persuasive conversation that gets them engaged. So it's about how do you bring them on board, give them a clear agenda of what we need to say, the key messages as we go through, and help them make a decision. Now, I have announced runner-up and winners for all of the previous awards. This one, because we split you into two groups, we're going to award the best in each room based on what the judges have voted for here. And so for the room that I was with, congratulations, Best Meeting Guide, Sprout to Action from Hornsby Girls. And for the room that Jess ran, congratulations, Hume Anglican Grammar. Fantastic work there for both teams. But I tell you what, teams, to get that all prepared and ready in the short amount of time, you all did a fantastic job. All right. They are all the things that our team submitted today. And we do want to run through now and get towards our overall best solution. Now, I do have behind me here, just out of shot, our National Awards trophy. All of our award-winning schools are here, and we do have a spot for our 2025. And I reckon for those who are looking online going, it is 2026. Don't worry, I haven't got the date wrong. The way that we make this work, before I get to this announcement, is that we gather all the teams together from our programs over the past year, and the end of the school year is so tough. People take holidays at different times. There's all these other events in there, and often we're actually running programs right to the end of the year. So we bring everyone back here, and so everyone's a year older in their school year journey, but they come back and participate in this. So the winner of this will be announced as our 2025 national champion. Yes, it's in 2026, but it's for all of our teams last year. It is also really important to acknowledge that this is about across the board of all the teams. And what I actually want to do is I'm going to run through a bit of a sort of footy table top 8, because I do want to acknowledge the teams as we get towards our overall winner. And it's just phenomenal what we've got throughout the whole program. And so let's go through from a top 8. So congratulations in 8th place overall. Endeavour College A, the Digital Spark Wellbeing Labs, fantastic work there, team. And then in 7th, it is actually the other Endeavour College team, Spark. You guys are like neck and neck the whole time, so congratulations. Well done. Our 6th place, Erina High School. Amazing work, team. Fantastic to see where you've performed there, and so really, really well done. In 5th place, it is our Hornsby Girls High School team, We Connect. And so congratulations, team, on what you've done there. And in 4th place, Roxburgh College, fantastic work, team. I remember the judges commented on how well you worked today as a group and how well you presented. So fantastic work. It's, I think, your first time actually in a challenge, and you've got all the way through to finals day in 4th. So well done. In 3rd place, we're getting close to the end. I feel like I should do a drum roll, except the whole desk will shake, and it's not going to be good for you guys. 3rd place, overall best solution. Congratulations, Hume Anglican Grammar, again in Victoria. Victorians finishing strong there. Well done, teams. That is absolutely amazing to see what we've got there. Runner-up, overall best solution. I'm going to put the title on the screen. Teams, it was so close. You can hear I've had to announce the top 8 because it's so tight across there. Our runner-up, overall best solution. Congratulations, Mandurah Baptist College Team A, Ignite. Well done, team, to come runner-up and consistently high. You've done a fantastic job. For all the other teams that might not have connected and seen it, they actually won our award last year, so our 2024 winner is Mandurah Baptist. They've come back to try it again, and right there at the top. Fantastic work at coming runner-up. But we have an overall best solution to announce. I have a couple of thank yous to say afterwards. You know how this works with my awards ceremonies. I'd like to acknowledge all the great help, but our 2025 Illuminate National winner. Congratulations from Hornsby Girls High School, Sprout to Action. You guys are phenomenal, absolutely amazing in what you have presented, what you have done today. Just such a high standard across all of your work, which means we do have to add, we've got Canberra College from 21, Kincumber in 2022, Endeavour College in 23, Mandurah Baptist in 2024, Hornsby Girls High School is 2025. It's going to be phenomenal to see where we go to from here, but thank you so much, and well done to each and every team. If you've got someone around you that's done the program, it is a high standard to get this done. And remember, 2 or 3 hours today we had to work on this, and so really, really well done, teams. I obviously do have to acknowledge a couple of thank yous. We put this on because of the great support we get in running our programs all across Australia. Your schools, communities, organisations that come around to make sure that we can come in and we can be part of things. And so it's just thank you. The reason we do this sort of day is because we get to see the growth of you. it's actually a really fun experience for us to see you all pop back up on the calls and to chat and see how you guys are all going. And obviously, as we travel around Australia again in this year, we look forward to dropping into so many communities as we go around and see what you're doing and how you are all going. I do have to acknowledge our speakers and our judges as well. Again, it is phenomenal to ask people, hey, come on in and drop some thoughts in. And I believe the video content that we've got there, students, if you have not shared out that with your teachers, the conversations with Leanne, with John, with Matt, there's so much just to learn from that. We've given you some of the best expertise in the country to help you out, and that is there for you to use, because these are the conversations we need to have. But then also to have Leanne come back with Megan, with Shane, and with Scott as well for our award ceremony. Just so good. Teams, please make sure you thank your teachers for coordinating the time. I know some of you do the program in year 10, so it means you're like year 11s and things like that. I get that it's a bit of work, but please thank them for making the space available, for getting you involved. We love having you here, but it's not just us that makes this work. And I guess as a final thing, and I do kind of just want to wrap up around this, is that as what we do with Illuminate, if you've joined the call and you're going, hey, this live chat notifications popped up on a screen and you want to find out more about us, please do. But I have also been looking through this afternoon, and as a social enterprise, we actually want to help with the travel costs to get to some of the most remote places in the country. And I feel like we're at a point that we can actually come back out and find another region to go and help. We've traveled around some beautiful spots in the country, but also some isolated locations where this learning matters. So if you think Illuminate's going to be a fantastic experience for students around your area, please reach out. We'd love to come through. As I said, I was in Maryborough last week. Fantastic community, fantastic young people to work with. I know that there are so many communities that could be benefit from this, but the other side of it is we want to help more, because these sorts of things that we have seen today is 100% what we want to see in our learning experience. But with that, I normally end our awards with saying the comment of do more of what makes you awesome. All of you who have done our finals day this year are absolutely awesome. You have done an absolutely amazing job. Teams, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure it was a sprint. I'm sure you've probably got a few grey hairs as well. I've definitely got mine, don't worry. But teams, you have done a phenomenal job. Congratulations, well done. We look forward to seeing you in your schools and your communities across the year. Please come and say hello when you know Illuminate is running. We'd love to say hello to you. But otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great afternoon or evening, and we'll see you all again soon.